Hello everybody, what's going on? MrYorkiesWorld here, and this is going to be a flight today from Los Angeles to Seattle Tacoma. This is actually a real-world flight plan with Delta Airlines, the 737-800. The flight number is Delta DL953, I believe. It's going to be approximately about 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're just going to align the IRSs there to nav. I'm going to go straight ahead with the window heat switches, the probe heats, some hydraulics, bring those in. Let's just put the pressurization to 350 because that's going to be the cruise altitude for today. Arm the emergency lights. We'll switch on the chime and everything. Just switch the right switch to start and the lights on and everything like that. I'm going to switch on the fuel pumps. We have got a little bit of fuel in the centre, but we'll be turning those off a little bit further into the flight once we get up in the air. Everything's sort of sorted for now. I'm not going to bother with the yaw damper just yet. But here we are. We are at Los Angeles. Can't actually remember where I purchased this scenery, but it's the Los Angeles version 2, I believe, and it's pretty nice scenery actually. It looks quite nice. Really enjoying it. But yeah, so anyways, let's just get back into the cockpit here. We're going to go ahead and set up... Why does it say nav data out of date? I've got the latest air rack. I've no idea. Anyway, so we're from KLAX. The gate doesn't work for some reason, so I'm not going to bother with it. GPSL, we'll stick that in there. Doesn't work, no idea why. Route, we've got a route set up. So it's going to be KLAX to KSEA, as I call it. And it's not going to work because I forgot to put the dash in. So we're going from Kilo Lima Alpha X-Ray all the way to Kilo Sierra Echo Alpha. Activate and execute. Go to the perf init page. 0 fuel weight. And I believe I've forgotten something actually. Let's just put 3.2 in there, but I have forgotten something. We're going to have to put the fuel in. It's not going to work really if we don't put fuel in. We're going to be taking 19,105 pounds worth of fuel. That's with the reserves fuel amount of about 3.2. Cost index I'm just going to put as 30. 350 is the cruise altitude for today. We are going to be doing a 24k D rate takeoff with flaps 5. Let's just work out the centre of gravity, put the V speeds in. Actually no, I need to put the wind in as well, so there we go. Active weather 230 at 8. So 230 at 008, stick that in there, and that gives us a V2 speed of 146 knots, which we will put in just a second. Do apologise about the lag here, guys. I'm suffering with quite a bit of lag with this airport. I've got some scenery turned up quite high because it's nice scenery on this route, to be honest. I've done it a few times and we've got some really nice scenery, so I thought why not, we'll ramp up the scenery a little bit and sacrifice a few frames. The same case goes for Seattle. That's also a payware airport, and you do also get some drop frames over there. Well, not drop frames, but it's a bit laggy and I don't like it, but not much I can do about it. Runway heading 071. LNAV's not going to arm for some reason. It will do in the future. Once we're in the air, it'll sort itself out. Yaw damper can come on now. Right. Let's just have a look. Lovely wing view for you guys who love wing views. We're just waiting for the baggage now to be loaded onto the aircraft. So yeah, I was just looking through. I can't remember, what was it? FlightAware. I think I use FlightAware is the name of the website, and I get all the flights off of there. And I like to have a look for flights that I can potentially remake in my own little way here on the channel. So I use FlightAware, and it's turned out to be pretty useful. It gives you quite a bit of information about the flights, like what aircraft they're using. You know, the amount of fuel they use and stuff like that. All the good stuff that you want to know. It gives you quite a bit of information about. So, right, okay. So, go back to the FMC. I'm going to put a fix in around KLAX and also around Seattle of 50, 100, and 150 miles, just to make sure if anything does go wrong, we can quite easily make a turn and stay within a certain radius of the airport and potentially land if we need to, or indeed if we need to go around at Seattle instead of landing, which we won't do. There is no traffic enabled apart from static traffic models at the airports. In fact, I don't even know whether I've got static traffic enabled at Seattle, but there we go. Don't think I've got any round here either, to be honest. We're just going to set the second FMC to the legs page. just to make sure. That's the route, in case you want to pause the video throughout and just check out the route. We will be landing, hopefully, at runway 16 center over at Seattle. I'm just taking a look just to make sure I've not done anything, or not done anything that I should have done. It's usually the case. You wouldn't believe it that I've done so many flights in the NGX to begin with when I first started the channel, and then I went to the 777. Since then, I have literally just forgotten how to use the NGX, so I had to start all over again. So I do apologise, last few videos have been aimed at the NGX, purely and simply for that reason. And how stupid of me, I forgot to transfer the power from the APU. So now, can I do it? Yes, right, okay. Everything looks like it's sorted out. That was an amateur mistake. I do apologise. Just making sure the MCP still saved everything, because usually it deletes it, but that's okay. Sorry about that, guys. Always remember to transfer the power once the APU has spooled up and everything. Otherwise, that will happen. And that may well ruin your flight. But look at this. This is just a lovely airport. We've got the HSBC jetway there. I think the jetway does work. As I say, we've already boarded everybody and everything. We've got everything sorted. Did that at the very beginning. We've got the marshal over there ready to guide us. We've got the tug just about to connect himself to our front gear. Or nose gear, should I say. I've tweaked my config file again, guys. I've linked it down in the description. I'll put a link down. Just so that you guys know what I've got and what's involved with my config at the moment. I'm using the PTA preset by Matt Davies. If you don't know what that means, then have a look at one of my previous videos about the PTA tool, which is the P3D Tweaking Assistant. It's a fantastic tool. It's been out for a while now. And it just helps to make the shaders and everything look perfect in the sim without actually affecting performance. So I really do recommend using it if you want a realistic experience. I mean, yeah, it looks realistic anyway, but looks even better with the PTA preset from Matt Davies. And of course, you can create your own, so we're about ready for pushback. We're going to start engine number 2. Just going to wait for the EGT to rise, if that's what it's called. Or the engine to spool up, if you want to be really specific. Usually wait well about 20, and then I will release some fuel. There we go. Nice wing view for you guys. Then we've just got to wait until the engine number 2 is all started, and we can start up engine number 1. Look at that, spooling up. Nice view. Right. I think it's gate B47 that we're at. Bravo 47 here at KLAX. Let's have a look. There we are. Engine number 2 is started. Start engine number 1 now. Get a better view for you guys. Just waiting until about 20, that's what I always do. I've always done that for some reason. Some people do it differently. I just prefer 20. There we go. Nice little... I need to get EasyDock set up so I don't actually go thumping through the cabin like that with the camera. That's engine number 1 starting up, spooling up there as we pull out of the gate. Right, set the parking brake. That's done. Everything else is sort of done at the minute. We're not going to put the taxi lights on just yet. Made that mistake last time, and I probably end up blinding the person in the tug there. That's the other engine is completely started now. I'm just going to wait while it stabilises a little bit before I do anything with the APU. Give it until about 60.5 maybe. Yeah, it's on 60.5 now. We'll just sort everything out. So, transfer the power. APU bleed can come off, APU can go off. Packs on auto first. Engines to continuous. We will put the taxi light on once everybody's clear. If anybody's wondering, the only traffic that I've got enabled on this particular flight is ground traffic on the airports. I don't have anything else. Quick control check here. Forward and back, left and right. And we'll also do the rudder. Everything looks fine to me. It's all responding as it should do. Flaps 5. And I'll see if I can actually get a nice view of those for you guys as well. Here we are. See them coming down there. I've always been a fan of that. Seeing the flaps come down. I've also noticed in the background there, you notice how it's actual glass on the airport terminal. One of the terminals there, I love that. It's actually transparent. Okay, so we can turn the taxi light and runway turn off. Everything else is set. Runway heading 071. We've got the altitude set at 350. Auto brakes set to RTO. And we're off. We will see if we cannot make it to the runway without going slightly off of the taxiway, which is something I always end up doing at some point. So there we go. It's a pretty clear day today. We are going to have some wind on the runway though. Takeoff might be a little bit difficult. I've noticed with it being the 737, obviously it's a smaller aircraft, and I'm like used to the NG, not the NGX, sorry, the 777. So when I do try and take off, it's a lot less smooth than what it would be in the 777. It's like, it is really like racing a car sometimes, like a race car. Driving around in the there we go, look at that, that's the terminal building I told you about. It actually looks see-through. It is actually see-through, it's transparent. I love that effect. But yeah, riding this thing around, taxiing this thing around is really, really, it responds very well. I don't know whether it's that or whether it's my joystick that's too sensitive. It could just be me being too heavy-handed, but personally, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's not something you can really do anything about. I've got the Rex textures and everything, the sky textures. I've got real-world weather going on and everything like that, so that it could be something to do with the wind. I don't know. We are dead on the taxiway. Jesus, it's not every day that happens. I hate taxiing this thing as well, because sometimes in the 777, with there being bigger engines, it tends to take longer, not as long should I say, to actually get moving, whereas the NGX, I'm going about, it says the ground speed's 17 knots or miles an hour, whatever that is. 18 now, and it just feels like I'm going terribly slow, and it takes a long time to respond, which it shouldn't do because it's a smaller aircraft. Let's why has that come up? Why has that come up? I did not press a thing, honestly. Got some sort of ghost in here controlling my keyboard. That's great. So the runway's over there somewhere. Let's just have a top-down view. We are going to be taking the next left onto runway 7 left, and we'll be departing from there. So here we go. Taking the left turn here. Not many clouds at all, really. I mean, it looks like there is, but it looks like once we get above 10,000 feet at least, it should be pretty clear for us. Okay, here we go. 7 left coming up. I'm going to wait while I get onto the runway to do all the pre-checks and everything. I need to put the transponder on as well, so we'll do that before we take off, and we'll do a quick TCAS test. Should have been done before we even set off taxiing, to be honest, but there we go. Let's just line ourselves up. That will near enough do me, I think. We'll stop about there. Right. Let's give it a go. So TCAS, give that a quick test. Hopefully it passes.
TCAS test pass.
Passed. Fantastic. Right, okay. 40% N1. Just let the engine stabilise. And I'm going to go straight in. Toga, start the clock. Here we go. We're all set. Everything's all set up and everything. Actually managing to keep it in the centre line for a change. It's going to take a while for us to take off here because we have got extra fuel on board. So it's a bit more weight to carry around. But here we go. V1. Let's rotate it. Come on, slowly, slowly, slowly. There we go. Perfect. Actually, I managed to get us up without having to rag the yoke back for a change. Dealing with a little bit of wind there as we took off. Just straightened myself out. Whoa, that was maybe a bit too heavy there, but look at that. We're up. Lovely LA scenery with the cloud shadows and everything like that, all that good stuff. We're going to turn on the autopilot now because we're above 1,000 feet. That's what I usually do. Auto brake can come off. We'll do the flaps as they're needed, but in the meantime, look at that. We're up. Love the effect of the cloud shadow. Look at that. So we'll bring it up to flaps 1 now, because according to the PFD, that's what we should be doing. Not going to bring them all the way up just yet. But look at it. Perfect. We are quite misty in the background, like foggy and that. Again, I need to set Easy Dock up properly, but there's the airport. Goodbye, LA. Not going to see you in a while. Well, probably will do, to be honest. Flaps completely up now. And that's it. We're making a nice climb of just over 3,000 feet now. Everything's still on as it should be until we get above 10,000. Little bit of lag, but you can't really complain. I mean, we are still about 3,000 feet off the floor, so it's not something you can really do much about. But yeah, the visibility is not that great. I thought the visibility would have been a little bit better, but obviously not. Just set the current heading to 325. That's going to be changing very shortly. I don't really bother with the heading as much, but look at that. Look at the buildings we've got there. This is all probably either stock scenery, auto-gen, or it's going to be FTX Global. So there we go. I'm just going to set the pressurization now. I know that the transition's altitude is probably different because we're not in the EU, but there we go. Did it anyway. Engine's looking good. We've got a tiny bit of fuel in the centre. That's going to be alerting us very shortly to turn off the fuel pumps in the centre because we'll completely run out of fuel. But we've got plenty in the wings there to keep us going. Look at that. This is why I love wing views. They are just so addictive. You know, you almost lose track of what you're doing. You're trying to fly a plane and you actually end up looking out the window more than you fly the plane, which is a bit dangerous. So we're making a nice climb actually. We're going to be at 10,000 pretty soon. And as soon as we get there, I will start a nice little cinematic sequence for you guys so you can just see a little bit of the footage from the journey there. We've got some mountains. Look at that. That is nice. Got some mountains over there in the background, it looks like. Some tips of the mountains coming through the clouds. But yeah. So here we go, guys. We're approaching 10,000. I am literally going to leave you with some cinematic views, and I'll see you soon. And as if by magic, we are back. We're lined up with the runway. We've captured the glide slope and the localizer and everything like that. We're coming through 2,000 feet now, 1,900. We're all set up for landing. Look at the scenery, we're looking brilliant. I also think we are due some rain at some point, so I don't know why it's not showing at the moment, but it'll probably just randomly spawn in. But look at that. Flaps are down. Decided to go with flaps 40. I was gonna go with flaps 30, but it wasn't enough. We're experiencing a tiny bit of wind. The weather's not great. I just thought flaps 40, full flaps. We'll just go for it. So we're fully established. We're fully ready for landing. I think there is a little bit of a crosswind on the runway, so if I do bugger up the landing, I do apologise, but we are going to try to do this first time. Looking good on the pappies. The heading's set, the course is set. In fact, no, the heading's not set. I meant the course is actually set, 163. For runway 16 centre. Coming down pretty nicely. We are basically at our landing speed. We're going to take off the autopilot. My aircraft now. Again, I am going to keep a little bit higher than what I usually would do, just because I don't like the positioning of those trees and the potential of crashing into the ground, or making it slightly unrealistic. We are still looking good on the pappies though. Now we're not. Now we're a little bit too high. We'll sort it though. We're getting blown around a little bit. There is a bit of a crosswind. I will warn you guys. Blowing us to the left of the runway, but we need to be going more to the right. Pappies really don't matter at this minute. Not to me anyway. Going to be coming up on the minimums pretty soon. Landing. Here we go. We're coming down. Looking alright, to be honest. Pappies at the last minute. Whoa, no, now we're not. Don't float it. Don't float it. I'm going to float it. Bit of a rough... Whoa, I've also managed to bounce it, but there we go. That was almost a fail. We've got down in the end. We're okay. Get some reversers. They're in. They're all sorted. Reversers are green. Slowing down now. Going to take this left exit here. Rapid exit. I think I might have to get GSX to show me the best gate as well, because I've never actually landed at this airport before. Or should I say I've never actually landed on this particular runway. I have been to this airport numerous times, but remembering things is another story. So anyways, right, what we're going to do here, so we'll turn off, or turn on the APU. APU bleed can come on. We'll turn off the landing lights. Runway turn-offs can come off. Taxi lights are on. Engine's normal. All that good stuff. I'll stop here just a second, and we can have a look at where we are. Look at that. We made it. Welcome to Seattle. Again, I appear to be on point with the taxiway there, which is pretty nice. No visual damage from that apocalyptic landing. We'll go with gate B. There's 13 suitable places, and we'll just go for number 4, I think. Yes, we'll have a follow me. And we'll just go with the GSX default choice. And while that's doing what it's doing, I'm going to just clean up the MCP. So heading can go back to normal. Speed can go back to normal. Flight director's off. Data and traffic can come off as well. Both sides. Course, that can be reset to 0. Oh, a bit too far, there we go. Same on the other side. Auto brake's already sorted. 20 seconds to arrival. I think I can see the follow me car, but look at that. Do apologise about the frames. So yes, welcome to Seattle. That was a pretty interesting experience, actually. Don't think I've ever bounced it off the runway like that. Jesus. Let me know if you can find a video in my set of videos in the past where I've done that. I'm just going to switch the frequencies over to something else a second. I always do this just to stop the Morse code beep. It doesn't seem to work by turning the TCAS off either. Transponder, so I don't know what causes it. There's the follow me. And we are going to taxi to the gate here at Seattle. So there we go. We made it. So Ray, I couldn't believe the weather. And I knew there was going to be a crosswind on the runway, but I can't remember actually seeing anything on the charts about rain. But nevertheless, I suppose my flaps 40 call was indeed correct. I should have done that. So we're lucky we changed from flaps 30 to flaps 40. And we'll see if I can't bugger up the taxi here. Loving the scenery, by the way. Again, this is payware. I will put in the description a link to this scenery where I purchased it, because for the life of me I cannot remember at this minute in time. I'm terrible with it. When it comes to memory, I can buy something and then 2 minutes later I can forget where I've bought it from. It's ridiculous. I think the scenery for KLAX, for Los Angeles, the version 2 airport, that was from FS Dream Team. I'm not entirely sure. I will put a link to it. But in terms of Seattle, I can't actually remember the place I bought it from. I've had it quite a while, to be honest. But can't remember where I bought it from. I've got Doncaster Sheffield Airport, my local airport. I bought that. That may well have been from FS Dream Team as well. I've no idea. Honestly. Really need to sort EasyDock out as well. I'm sick of having no left wing view like I've got the right one. Whoa, he's a bit too close now. See what I mean? Never look out your window instead of actually flying the aircraft. Or taxiing the aircraft for that matter. Because you are more than likely going to go straight into the back of a follow me vehicle. So yes, here we are. Welcome, willkommen, bonjour, whatever you want to say. We made it. Nice reflections on the terminal there, I like that. Really like that. Where are we parking? I think we're actually just to the left here. Yes, we appear to be. And there are no taxi lines, so it looks like I'm just going to have to follow these scorch marks, what they look like on the floor. Nevertheless, let's just line ourselves up. There we are, just up there on the left. The follow me is very kindly sent us in the right direction. We're going to switch off the taxi light. And it's stand B4, or gate B4. Again, we've got some sort of, by the looks of it, we have some sort of transparent glass. That's really nice. That jetway looks massive compared to what we actually need. It seems to be 3D though. You can see inside it. I hope I don't slow down too much. Let's just turn slightly to the right. Come on, come on, come on. Speed up, speed up, speed up. Whoa! There we go. Not perfect, but who cares? Okay. Transfer the power, which is a mistake I made before, if you remember at the beginning of the flight. Everything else is fine. I think, yep. So we'll cut off the engines. Go back up to the overhead panel. And we shall just make sure that everybody knows they can now take their seatbelts off. Oh, it's auto anyway, so it's fine. Ground connections we're going to set. I always do this now just to stop any errors or anything like that, electrical errors. It's not necessary, but there we go. Request deboarding. GSX is going to come and deboard us, and this is going to be fun. Got the jetway there. And who knew? The jetway goes into the ground. But yeah, that terminal bin, look at that. We've actually got... They're like 2D people, but you can see them. It's weird. See them through the window there. Open all the doors. Get everything sorted out. So yes, there we have it, guys. We are here. We're here in Seattle. And they said Seattle then. That makes no sense. In the Delta, if I can actually get a decent view. Why is this not working? Right, bugger it. We're going to go with a wing view, and then we're going to go out this way. Here we go. Good old EasyDock. Here we are. Welcome to Seattle. Hope you enjoyed the flight, guys. Let me know in the comment section if there's anything else that you would like me to do in terms of flights. I may be purchasing the A320 very shortly from Aerosoft. Beautiful aircraft. I'd love to learn how to fly it. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.